Hi, I'm Dr. Aida Başkın Martin. In this video, I will talk about the neuroglia structure and function. If you haven't done so, feel free to click the like, subscribe buttons below. The neuroglia are the cells of the nervous tissue. In nervous tissue, we know that we have two types of cells, neurons and neuroglia. Neurons was the main type of cells of the nervous tissue, and they designed to transmit information to other neurons, muscle, and glands. However, neuroglia are the supportive cells of the nervous system, and they support, protect, nourish the neurons, and also they have other specialist duties such as the producing myelin and contributing the cerebrospinal fluid production that we will talk in details in this video. Although proportions vary in different brain areas, in the brain there is equal amount of glia and neurons. However, when we look to peripheral nervous system, and the ratio is 10:1, and we have more neuroglia than the neurons in peripheral nervous system. When we look to central nervous system, we have 4 different types of neuroglia that we will talk in details. Ependymal cells, oligodendrocytes, microglia, and astrocytes. We don't have them in peripheral nervous system. They found only in the brain and spinal cord. Aside the brain and spinal cord, entire nervous system has only 2 types. We call peripheral nervous system has 2 types, neuroglia, satellite cells, and Schwann cells. In central nervous system, microglia are specialized macrophages. They are scavenger cells, and they are capable of phagocytosis to protect the neurons of the central nervous system from foreign bodies. Microglia accounts for 10 to 15% of all cells found within the brain. They are active immune defense cells. They are characterized by a small cell body, as you see in the picture, and much elaborated processes extending in all directions. Astrocytes, the most abundant type of glial cells in the central nervous system. They have a star shape. Look at this green cell. They have star shape. Aren't they look like a star? Astro, star. That's their name comes from. They anchor the neurons, as you see neurons, to their blood supply. Astrocytes contribute blood-brain barrier formation. So if the question comes, that's a very common question, which type of neuroglia contribute to blood-brain barrier formation? The answer is what? Astrocyte. They regulate the external chemical environment of neurons by removing the excessive ions and recycling the neurotransmitters released from the end of the axons of the neurons. Oligodendrocytes. They are a type of neuroglia that provides support and insulation to axons in the central nervous system by creating a myelin sheet. You see how they are covering and insulating the axon of the neuron. This is the neuron, and this blue is the oligodendrocyte. They are equivalent to the function performed by Schwann cells in the peripheral nervous system. So oligodendrocytes and Schwann cells produce myelin. However, oligodendrocytes can be found only in the central nervous system, and Schwann cells can be found only in the peripheral nervous system. By the way, myelin is a white fatty material composed of lipids and lipoproteins that surround the axons of neurons, and that allows this stimuli of this neuron created and pass through faster. If the axon is myelinated, that stimuli will move way faster than not myelinated neuron axons. Ependymal cells. They are the neuroglia that line, you see how they are lining the spinal cord and ventricular system of the brain. These cells are involved in the creation and secretion of CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. As you see here, their location, they are part of the choroid plexus. You can see them in the ventricles, like lateral ventricle, third and fourth ventricle, and the central canal of spinal cord. Schwann cells. Schwann cells found only in the peripheral nervous system. They provide myelination to axons. They also have phagocytic activity and clear the cellular debris that allows for regrowth of peripheral nervous system neurons if it is possible. You see how they cover the axon like a hot dog bun, and they have their own nucleus, and they produce the myelin sheet. When we look to satellite cell, let's go look them. Satellite cell, they are the glial cells of the peripheral nervous system. They are small cells. You see this pinkish? How beautiful. They are the small cells that surround the neurons in sensory, sympathetic, and parasympathetic ganglia, which helps to regulate the external chemical environment. Now focus in this microscopic slide. This is 400 times magnification under the light microscope and pointer pointing the neurons. But for this video's purposes, when you look these dots, they are the neuroglia. They represent the neuroglia. Can you compare the ratio with neurons and neuroglia? That has to be peripheral nervous system. Okay, let's test your knowledge. And which neuroglia contribute to CSF or cerebrospinal fluid formation? Ependymal cells. Great. What is the name of the phagocytic cells of the CNS? Microglia, I can hear it. Which of the following central nervous system cells contribute to the formation of the blood-brain barrier? Astrocytes. Which of the following central nervous system cells produce myelin? Since it is asking the central nervous system cells, then answer is oligodendrocyte, and the bottom is asking the peripheral nervous system. And if the question is asking in the cell produce myelin in peripheral nervous system, answer is what? Schwann cell. That's easy to confuse, so that's why I put this question to clarify the situation. If the question is asking central nervous system, answer is oligodendrocyte. If it is peripheral nervous system, the answer is Schwann cells that produce myelin. I hope you like it, you learned something, and you can relate on and use it in the future. If you haven't done so, feel free to click the like, subscribe button below, and if you still have questions, leave a comment below. Thank you. Bye.